For paring, I take a bit of leather, wrap it around the finger so I'm not going to cut my finger. Put the lace over. I take the bottom corner off first, holding my two index fingers together to buck them together so that I don't slip. Putting it so I'm cutting just against the leather protection part. And I go down on this to the end of the strand. Then I come back and I do the other side. In a similar fashion. And then, particularly with the first strand, it's worth looking it over to see, and pulling it at the same time to see where the stretch is and where it may not have had enough taken off. As just in here, I'd like a touch more off. And likewise just here. That first strand that's going around is the most uneven in terms of stretch. I can leave that and work on to the next one. Again, it's that just a corner you're taking off. With the Australian stock whips, they were working with usually somewhat lighter leather. And consequently, sometimes with very light leather, they'd get away with no paring whatsoever if they cut well. Or for cheap work, they would not pare. You could also run into situations where they would pare one side but not both sides. They'd pare the side that showed. The reason for paring opposite corners, that is, this outer top corner here and the underneath corner in a similar fashion, is so when the strands are lying together, they will not only lie very close together that way and slip into place well, but if a strand is crossing the other strands, as you might have it crossing a couple of strands this way, it will still be slanted in there and won't have a square corner. This means that the aerodynamics of the whip are much better than they would be if it was cornery. If you have a cornery whip, you have more resistance to air, to going through the air. Consequently, when the end of your whip, which is going close to the speed of sound, is going up to speed there, it gets less resistance than if you had a cornery whip, if you have it smooth. So you want a smooth whip, as smooth as you can get.